Watch his face transform. Some people could say this is watch his face transform. Some people could say this is just the lighting, but there seems to be something more dark going on here. This isn't normal at all. This is absolutely demonic, and this rapper goes by the name of Sway Lee. This just goes to show you that these artists in the music industry, they participate in a lot of dark things behind the scenes. Also, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just showcasing this video clip and how weird it looked when the light hit him, but maybe it was just the lighting. Maybe that's all that it was. Again, you can come to your own conclusion about this, but something ain't right about this at all. Something seems off about all of this, and I know I'm not the only one out there that finds this to be disturbing, that finds this to be strange, that finds this to be very bizarre. Again, you can come to your own conclusion. I find this to be very, very strange. What do you all think about this? Watch.
Call Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakahakwadash and Shalom Labakarium Shol Yasharala. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders and teachers of Great Millstone who rule well. It's going to be a quick hitter through the spirit. Just more proof to show you that these demonic entities, these unclean spirits truly do possess people, man. And especially here in Babylon the Great in America, when it comes to Hollywood, the music industry, which is all a demonic ritual. And as you can see here, the artist Sway Lee, you can clearly see that ain't no fucking lightning. You can clearly see that them spirits do possess their visage, their countenance, their face, and it comes out at times. Just like what was it, a couple of years ago? What was the Travis Scott concert? You seen them dark spirits jumping from people to people, and there's more proof out there. Like this was Shakira. She was caught. When she was doing her little stage concert some years. This is Shakira right here, man. And they change because these people are highly in this thing, man. They're highly in this thing. They're Satanists. And in order for you to make it on this side, you have to sell your soul. All right? And this is what you call demon possession. You got to go through all these different rituals, humiliation rituals, sacrifice ritual, blood rituals, all these demonic rituals just in order for you to become famous or make it here, to be, what you call, we made it in Babylon, the Great America. And this is why the Heavenly Fire is going to destroy this place with fire, man. Because this is a big, big witch house, man. America is a warlock stadium. And this is Shakira. You can look this up, man. All right? And then you have Beyonce. We all know this one. This happened years ago when she was performing. And right in the mid of her, she's shaking and moving her face up and down, dancing, that entity popped out. And she actually admitted that she has a alter ego. I forgot the name of her alter ego. Matter of fact, let me see. Beyonce, Sasha, I think it is, right? Beyonce alter ego, Sasha. Yup, I think it was Sasha. Yeah, Sasha Fierce was Beyonce's glamorous, aggressive, and fearless alter ego. All right? She spoke about this. All right? Those are just demons, man. When you see these people out here with these behavioral, psychological behavior patterns that like bipolar, split personalities, and etc. This is just demon possession, man. And it's just to prove it, man. So when you go back to this, you know, these rappers are
Watch his
through. Let's
face.
play it again.
Watch his face transform. Some people could say this is just a lighting, but there seems to be something more dark going on
Nah,
here.
man,
This isn't normal.
this is all demon possession. Now we'll go to one scripture real quick. John 13. This is John 13, and let me start at verse 21. All right, let me see. 21. All right. When Yahushua had thus said, he was troubled in spirit and testified and said, Verily, verily, I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. Then the disciples looked one on another, doubting of whom he spake. Now there was leaning on Yahushua's bosom one of his disciples whom Yahushua loved, which was John. Right? Simon Peter therefore beckoned to him, that he should ask who it should be of whom he spake. He then, lying on Yahushua's breast, said unto him, Lord, who is it? Yahushua answered, He it is to whom I shall give a sop, when I have dipped it. And when he had dipped the sop, he gave it to Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon. And after the sop, Satan entered into him. Then said Yahushua unto him, that thou doest, do quickly, man. Now, let's go into this word enter. All right? It's the Greek word.
Strong's G 1525. Eis erchamai. Eis erchamai.
So at that moment, Satan, the demon, entered and possessed Judas, man. As you can see, this is what the spirits do. They go out or come in. They enter. All right? And where your body is, it's a host. It's a portal. All right? The spirits have to come into your body and possess you. They come in and out. All right? You come down here of Satan taking possession of the body of a person. You see that? All right? And at times, these demons, they play with your mind. Trust me. It's about the vexation of your mind. This is where they play at. It's your spirit, your mind. You may have thoughts, unclean thoughts, improper thoughts. You may have thoughts about a brother for no reason. You may think of something to do which ain't right. This is all thought. These are what spirits do. They play with your mind. But basically, it's Satan taking possession. And that's what you see with these celebrities. They're possessed. They allow this world, the prince of this world, which is Esau, which is guided by Satan, to take as much down. And that's what they're doing to you Israelites, man. And this is just what it is. I seen this. I said, yeah, I got to do a quick hit on this one. So through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, Lord willing, you were edified, man. Demons are real. They do mess with us. That's why we got to stay in the spirit. That's why we got to stay in the spirit. Praying, fasting, right? I think the Lord said, okay, let me see. No, I can't find it, so we go to Bible. Let's go here real quick. Bible, Yahushua say, this demon rebuke with praying and fasting. All right, that's why we got to stay prayed up, and then we have to pray as well. We have to fast. So, like, I'm all excited. Real quick. I'm just trying to with praying and fasting. Right. Mark 9:29. Let's go there real quick. We're just going in, and we got to stay in the spirit. Mark 9. All right. Yeah, let's start up. Start up a little bit. Salakia. Wow. You got to go up a little bit, man. Salakia. Verse 20, let's start at 20. And they brought him unto him, and when he saw him, straightway the spirit tear him, and he fell on the ground and wallowed foaming. And he asked his father, how long is it ago since this came unto him? And he said, of a child. And oftentimes it had cast him into the fire, man, and into the waters to destroy him. But if thou can do anything, have compassion on us and help us. Yahushua said unto him, if thou can believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. And straightway the father of the child cried out and said with tears, Lord, I believe, help thou my unbelief. When Yahushua saw that the people came running together, he rebuked the foul spirit, saying unto him, thou dumb and deaf spirit, I charge thee, come out of him and enter no more in him. And the spirit cried and ripped and sore and came out of him. And he was as one dead, insomuch that many have said, he is dead. But Yahushua took him by the hand and lifted him up, and he rose. And when he was come into his house, his disciple asked him privately, why could not we cast him out? NLT, why couldn't we cast out that evil spirit? Yahushua replied, this kind can be cast out only by prayer. You know, in the KJV it said, but by prayer and fasting. You see it? All right? So that's why we got to pray constantly and we got to fast. Even if you do intermittent fast, you could offer that to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. I do that every day. You know, for the most part, I do that every day. I don't eat. I do intermittent fasting every single day. You know, when I go to work. Occasionally, at sometimes in the morning, I might have some yogurt and a banana, a fruit, you know, and I drink my water. But sometimes I just go straight a dry intermittent fast, no food, nothing. Well, I will drink some water, you know, but you know, you can also offer that to the Lord because you're really, you know, you're purging the flesh. You know that your flesh wants to eat. You know, it wants to eat and drink and enjoy. So, you know, you purge the flesh. And while you purge the flesh, you actually are feeding the spirit. You know, you do some prayer, you pray, you read some psalms, you study, watch some lessons, man. So, yeah, man, this is real. This is spiritual warfare. Tells you in Ephesians, let's go there. All right, 6 and 12, right? It says here, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, man, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places, man. All right, evil spirits in heavenly places, man. Go to principalities, right? All right, let's go here real quick. Shalakia. RK, right? See that? Principalities. RK. As you go down here, of angels and demons, right? See that? Same word for when you read John 1:1, in the beginning, that word beginning, it goes back to the Greek word RK as well. We show you that Yahweh is the top, angel. All right. So it can show you it's just what it is of angels and demons. That's what it is. All right. So this is wicked, man. This place got to go. The Lord's going to destroy this place with fire, man. This is how he's going to look too. But worse when that fire comes down here and melt these wicked Israelites, man. So Lord willing, you were edified by the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah, man.